Hi beauties, welcome back to my channel. This channel is solely dedicated to all things beauty and makeup. I'll be teaching you guys different tips and tricks on how to better apply your makeup. And on today's look, we are going to be doing a 90s inspired look. Well, my rendition of it. So I've been obsessively watching different images of how they created some beautiful looks in the 90s. So I wanted to try my take on it. Although most of the images I saw, they focused on a matte skin, I wanted to do my own twist, and of course I gave you guys dewy, glowy, healthy skin because that's just my thing. And I wanted to go in with my signature nude lip, and we just freestyled the eyes. So I'm going to show you guys how we went from this to this, and if you guys want to learn how to do this, just keep watching. If you like videos like this, do not forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions as well, just leave them down below and I will get to it as soon as possible. See you guys in the next video. Bye loves. First, we're gonna start by applying a moisturizer. I'll be using the Pond's moisturizer over her entire face. I'll be using a beauty blender to blend that in as well. I'll be using the exact same beauty blender for her skincare as well as her makeup products, and just applying it in the same patting motion. I'll just stipple that into the skin. Then I'll go in and apply her foundation. I'll be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I forgot to mention, by the way, that I did her eyebrows off camera, so these are already done. This is my new favorite foundation. I absolutely love how it just blends into the skin like butter. It is so perfect. So I'll apply that all over her entire face, focusing on the outer perimeters. Of course, being that I did her eyebrows first, I'm just gonna move around the brows. At the end, I tend to fix them and perfect them, but for right now, we are just gonna work on the skin. And I'm just gonna go in with the Juvias Place Concealer in the number 9. I'll just use that right under her eyes. This isn't that bright of a concealer. This is about 2 to 3 shades lighter than her own skin tone, and I really loved how it fell on her skin. I think it looks stunning. I do have to say, while watching this video and editing it, it looks like I'm very rough on the eyes, but believe me, I'm super gentle. It just looks super funny. I'm just going to use the exact same concealer and bring it up on her lid. Sometimes I use a primer, sometimes not. In this case, I'll just be using the concealer. Sometimes it just gives the exact same look, but because we are not doing anything loud or bold, it's okay to just use the exact same concealer. And now I'm gonna go in with a darker shade concealer. I'll put the shade below because I cannot remember it right now. So I'll just be applying a darker shade of concealer in her contour area. Honestly, I usually blend out the highlighter first, but of course, because of viewing purposes, I wanted you guys to see exactly how I place this product. Because I was mimicking the 90s inspired look, I noticed that they focus primarily on a deep contour, and I really did like that, so I wanted you guys to see how I got that look. Then I'm going to start by blending out the contour that I placed first. I'll just be blending that into, obviously we're having a little conversation. I'll just start blending that into the skin. Being that I already placed the foundation, I'm using the exact same beauty blender. It makes it a lot easier for you to blend. And it just makes it blend into the skin really seamlessly. So I'm going to blend out the darker shade of concealer first, and then when I am blending out the under eyes, which is the lighter shade of concealer, I will be using a flat foundation brush. That's the first step. I always go back in with a foundation brush, primarily because your eyes tend to crease when you close it, open it, or move it. And that happens with everyone because your eye folds. So before placing any other product or setting it, I would always go back in with the foundation brush just to make sure that everything is blended perfectly. I am going to go and then bake. I set the concealer first with a little bit of powder, like literally a little bit of powder, and then I went in and I baked. But instead of leaving the powder sit on the face to bake, I actually just pressed it in to get the ultimate matte look under the eyes, because I always think this look is really beautiful. I usually do this for brides. I just press the powder in there and it just gives you such a matte finish. Do you guys see? It's perfect. So I'm gonna hop right into the eyes. I'll just be blending her concealer out. There's no product on the brush right now. I'll be using the Jackie Aina palette, so I'll put all the shade names below. So I'm going in with this burnt brown color first, and then I'll be going in with a darker brown on the outer corners. Being that my model has hooded eyes, I prefer when I use a darker shade for her to keep her eyes open, just so I can mark it out and see exactly where I want the shadows to fall. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just marking out the outer corners so that I can see exactly how I want her eyes to look when they are open. So I'm going to be going back and forth in the crease with the darker and lighter shade and just making sure everything is blended into each other, because that definitely makes your look super clean when everything is blended into each other very well. Honestly, I wanted to go in with a super matte eye. However, I've received this shadow from Motives and I thought it would be beautiful. I usually use that one on brides as well. The name will be down in the description box. But I ended up topping it with that shadow, and honestly, this was the best thing I did. It made the look come out so beautiful. It's actually, it looks like a white shadow, but when you top it off, it gives a champagne appearance, and it has specks of glitter, and it is so gorgeous. We're gonna jump right into the liner, and being that she does have hooded eyes, I always focus on the outer corner, just not to take away from the eye look itself. So I focus the wing on the outer corner, giving it a thicker line outside and a very, very thin line inside, just so we don't lose too much of the lid, you know? I will be tight lining as well. I'll be going into her waterline with a dark liner. I'll be using the Inglot 77 liner in the waterline, and I'll just be tight lining with a drugstore pencil. This is what I would do with people with hooded lids. After applying the linering lashes, I would go back in and darken the look as desired. So now we're gonna just hop right into the skin and setting all the powders. So I'm gonna go in with this Inglot palette that I created. I don't know the exact shade that I use for her contour, but I'm sure I'll be leaving that in the description bar as well. So guys, read the description box, please. And then for her blush and her highlighter, which that came at the end, I honestly wanted a matte look first, so I ended up putting highlighter. I used the Saharan 2 palette from Juvias Place. And finally, for her lips, I went in with the Anastasia lip palette and just created my own custom color and topped that off with a clear gloss. This look is also giving me a bridal vibe for some weird reason, but it's absolutely stunning. It's soft, it's beautiful, it's glam. I just love how it came out. If you guys love this video, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave me any comments and suggestions down below. I love hearing from you. See you guys in the next video. Bye, love.